China expert Gordon Chang joins me now. We've got to be clear. I mean, there's toxic content everywhere on the internet. You just have to open this up and you can see it. But the question is not so much the content, is what they can take from us, from the people who get associated with TikTok. Is there any way this deal can be made that would keep the CCP's hands off of our information?
Well, there are ways to make the deal good from our perspective, David. So, for instance, Oracle could continue providing cloud services. That would be the data security portion of it. But the curation algorithm is a different matter, because not only are bad people putting stuff on TikTok, we are having the Chinese Communist Party using the curation algorithm to amplify bad conduct. So, for instance, they support terrorist groups, they meddle in our elections, they increase the divisiveness in American society. They promote social ills like suicide and illicit drug use. And this is a part of the curation algorithm, which is determined in Beijing. So clearly, we need to control that. And a deal will be good if we control the algorithm. A deal will not be in our interest if we don't control it and we leave it in Beijing's hands.
All right. Let me talk about what happened a week or so ago when all of these Axis parties, the North Korean leader, the President Putin, even the Prime Minister of India, who's not necessarily an enemy in that category, but they all got together in China and they wanted to prove that what the president had been trying to do in Alaska, that is put a wedge between Russia and China, was not going to happen, that access is still tight. Is it as tight as she wanted to portray it?
Well, the relationship between China and Russia is as tight as ever. And although it is, I guess, theoretically possible for the United States to separate China and Russia, it is almost impossible, considering that Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping see the world in the same terms and they identify the same adversary and enemy, which is us. And we are seeing increased Chinese support for the war effort in Ukraine, including providing soldiers. The United States needs to acknowledge this and actually impose costs on China and others for supporting the Russian war effort. And until we do that, this war is going to continue indefinitely.
I want to bring it closer to home. China is now warning the United States against, quote, bullying Venezuela. China has pledged support for Venezuela after President Trump carried out military strikes on the ships. We all saw the video. He says these ships were carrying drugs. Isn't there a backstory here, Gordon, about China's influence, not just in Venezuela, but elsewhere in our hemisphere?
China is more influential in Latin America and in the Caribbean than we are. And that is a testament basically to American presidents ignoring the region. Now, President Trump has clearly indicated that that's going to change. We're going to see this probably with the new national defense strategy. And it was symbolically powerful that Secretary of State Rubio's first foreign trip was to the region. And he's gone back there as well. So This is a real change. The Monroe Doctrine is now alive and well after Secretary Kerry in 2013 formally abandoned it. We are now seeing the Monroe Doctrine actually being applied. And that's a good thing because China's influence in our region is on balance malign.
But more powerful than the U.S. influence in our own region. I mean, that's a frightening thought. Any movement at all on Panama, by the way, and the Chinese attempts to essentially take over various ports there?
Well, Beijing has indicated it will not approve a sale of C.K. Hutchison's port operations around the world, which includes those two ports in the Panama Canal Zone, one at each end of the canal. This, I'm sure, is going to be a topic that President Trump talks about or is talking about at this very moment. But there are a lot of cards the United States can play. So, for instance, the Hutchison ports in the Canal Zone may be declared unconstitutional by Panama's highest court. And that would give the U.S. much more leverage in our discussions with Beijing about the approval of the overall port deal.
We did build the Panama Canal. Just putting that out there. It was our canal until relatively recently, historically speaking. Gordon, great stuff. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.